Welcome back to Chevrolet's Inside High School Sports on this Saturday morning. I'm Matt Musil. Before we get to my buddy Adam Coleman from the Houston Chronicle, I want to share a little secret with you. Even though Adam and I regularly talk here on the show, we usually are going different directions, working on a variety of stories, so most of the time, this is the only time of the week when we get together. But we did get to watch some basketball in the same arena recently, so with that in mind, Adam, good morning. Great seeing you in person out at the Berry Center, and thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, Matt, it was great seeing you, man. I'm always glad to share press row with you, so it was always good running into you.
All right, buddy, let's start by taking a look back at last week's TAP State Championships. How surprised were you at the Houston area's clean sweep in 6A through 4A?
Not terribly surprised. You know, I tend to believe that Houston is a little bit better in TAPS generally than the city can be in UIL. You look at the 6A game, you had two Houston area teams. All the teams and all the winners were really impressive this year. Nobody was more impressive than Concordia Lutheran, 43-1, and they've got some wins over some really good UIL teams in Silsbee and Lamar, and I think they also beat Fort Bend Marshall. They were probably the most impressive, but again, it was really a good year for TAPS in the city. You can even go back to football and remember Cypress Christian kind of doing what they did in the year that they had. Generally, I think TAPS performs pretty well in this city and showed again in basketball.
All right, Adam. Now, in the meantime, over in San Antonio, it was a disappointing weekend for the Side Creek girls, losing in the state semis. But with two freshman starters, can we expect to see Side Creek back in the state Final Four in the future?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Watching that game, you could tell that it just wasn't their time. And this is Plano, the team that beat Duncanville, and they beat Duncanville for a reason. They had size and they were very skilled, and this Plano team, the program had been waiting on a girls' basketball title for a long time. But this Side Creek team, you could blame it on youth, or maybe it's just not their time, but you can just kind of tell that they'll be back. They have some great talent, some young talent. Their core is pretty much freshmen. You talk about Rory Harmon and Kendall Hunter, two great guards, a great backcourt. I expect with this core that Coach Alexander will get Side Creek back to state at least one more time. She's got them for the next 3 years. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Okay, Adam, and finally, the Wheatley girls played well on the program's first trip to state. I was really impressed with the talent on that team. How do you see the Lady Wildcats building off this postseason?
Yeah, man, I think out of the two, this had to be the most excruciating loss because Wheatley had them. They played really well in the first half, and they really came out on fire, shooting on fire, and then the shots just stopped dropping, and Argyle, even though this was a brand new Argyle team, they kind of tapped into that DNA a little bit of been here and done that, and kind of took over the game slowly but surely. A similar situation with Side Creek. This Wheatley team, the core of their team is sophomores. They didn't have one junior on this team. They are losing Ariana Taylor, the talented post. She's a senior. She's going to UTEP, but Coach Carr is going to have this team roaring again. Right now, they definitely have the case of best girls team in HISD. And again, with this core, they will give themselves another shot. They'll be back.
Okay, Adam, it's been a fun season, that's for sure. Thanks for joining us once again.
As always, Matt, thank you.